Hi everyone! So in this third video, we're going to kind of expand on the second video and just talk about an additional example of how you remove duplicate images using Python, in particular for sad babies, for instance. So if your object detection project is a baby emotion detector, how do you kind of remove duplicate images for sad babies? So I'm going to walk through an example with the student, and this is just an additional example. And there's some troubleshooting where I use some try-catch exception handling, improving on the code from GitHub that I was using. So please watch and please let me know again if you have any questions at all. My name is Sonia and I'm very happy to help.
So now I'm finding images. I'm gonna then upload the happy baby. And I also want to upload happy baby. So I'm still uploading all these images. Okay. So it's still uploading this. Happy baby. Now let me see if I upload these, if they can. See, sometimes if it goes to the wrong destination, you may have to just like move it to happy baby. Like sometimes it may just land in not the right destination for some reason. For some reason, I also have a happy baby too. move. I think what's happening, the issue, Rex, is that sometimes some of these files have duplicate names. And I think that's an issue that we're having. So maybe it might help something like this for now. I think it's going to be an iterative process, like, repeatedly doing it. We might need to have like Happy Baby 3. And then we might have to keep on doing this again, I think. So we'll have to keep doing this in small doses where we just move them to Happy Baby 3 and then we check within the subfolders. Okay, so the Happy Baby 1, 2, 3. And I think that this is Sad Baby. So maybe as you add more sad images, we might need to keep rerunning this over again and again. But basically for the Sad Baby, what you do is, so you see how I created new folders again. So if we do ls, we have a few folders because I think the issue is that some of the file names, they can have the same one. And it's, how it either asks you to override or skip them, right?
Yeah.
So what we'll have to do is we're going to have to do this in a very particular way for now. Maybe just start uploading them here. And if the issues, just try to create subfolders. But let's just focus on Sad Baby for now. I'll look into seeing how I can troubleshoot it. So you go to CD Sad Baby, then you do ls. And ls like lists everything in Sad Baby, okay? But what you need for this code is you need for it to know where is the Sad Baby, like where is the location for the Sad Baby. So you're going to do Command C. You're going to copy this location of the Sad Baby, okay? And you're going to go to your into Files. You're going to go into Final Project. What's this? What's happening? Do you see this removing duplicate files?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is a little bit annoying. I'm not sure why this is so buggy today. Oh man, so far this is just so confusing. Okay, let me just delete this. Let me just do create new, removing duplicate. Jupyter Notebook, and then I'm just going to okay, let me just copy this Control A here. Okay, so are you in the same thing as me? Are you able to, are you in the coding center?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to, so what you want to do in the coding center is you want to come to project image, you want to come to the final project, and I'm going to just rename this, rename as happy for, we'll have to see how to work around this, happy for, item, and then happy 5, rename item as happy 5. So we're going to look within each of these and then try to detect any duplicates. So we're going to just rename happy. So happy 1, happy 2, you know, these are the, let's just look at sad baby for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the updated terminal and we're going to go to cd.ls. So we're going to see the sad, happy, happy baby, happy baby. Do you see all of that?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to delete these because I think that these are not good. Okay, so we just see we have all these happy baby 1, 2, 3, you know, we have all these. Let's look at sad baby for now. So we're going to go inside here, inside this code, and we're going to run this. We're going to run this and we're going to run this here. And for now I'm going to add mic down. I'm going to say that this is sad baby. So within the sad baby folder, please note that this will detect duplicates or very similar images in the sad baby folder. And I have it as mic down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out the sad baby path. So this will be the file path. So this will be for the very sad baby. So do you know how to find the file path for the sad baby? Do you know how to navigate to the sad baby and find the path?
CD space sad baby.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. So are you in the updated terminal?
Yeah. Wait.
So you need to tell the code where to look for the sad baby, essentially.
Just a question. Why exactly can't the code take duplicates? Does it
Well,
like
it can
break
take
it?
duplicates, but it can't take duplicate file names for some reason. So I need to just look around that. But for now, I'll figure out a workaround for it. But for now, for any folder, we'll just remove the duplicates for now. We can just look within an existing folder. How do you remove duplicates? So that's what we can talk
Okay.
about right now. But that's a very good suggestion. If you also want to think about it, you can also think about how to do that too. But yeah, so so you find ls, so are you able to find the file path in updated terminal.term? Can you find the file path of this, please? Of the sad baby, like where is it located? And then how do you get the working directory? How do we print the working directory? Do you remember how to do that?
No.
Oh, the code is above, actually. The answer is above. Print working directory. Print working directory. No, but actually, what is, yes, enter. So this is the path you want to use. You want to copy this. You want to copy this and put it in here, inside this quotes. So are you here in the code here? If you want, you need to put it in the quotes. Yes, awesome. So then we can just call this here and we can see that this is the sad baby path. This is where this first part, it looks like a bunch of junk right now. Unfortunately, this is just the information on the project production. So what it is called, like where that folder is on Amazon. And this is the final project images and sad baby over here. So what you want to do next is you want to then compare images. This is the code. This is the function that is going to allow us to compare images. And these here are defaults for it. These are the defaults. So you want to then call compare images. And for the directory, so you can keep these as is. This will just keep them as is. So you know what because this already has the defaults. Do you see that? We want to show the images. We want to keep the defaults here. So the only thing we need to, do you understand how defaults work?
Did you import, do you have to import something for that?
No, this is a function in Python.
It's built into Python?
No, this is, remember how we would write some functions like what we typically write a function like definition, say hi. Remember you can write a function and then you can have something called name. This is print, this can print. Hi there, and I can have your name. So you can have a function like this. A function is defined with def. Def is a definition. So you could have say hi Rex, for instance. And it's going to call hi there, Rex. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Rex?
Yeah.
Well, if you want, we can go over that too, if you'd want to remember functions. So this is hi. You could also return something. You can also return, or you can say, you can have this greeting. And then you can return the greeting. You see that? And I can assign it to something. Say hi, Rex. Do you see that? Hi there, Rex. How are you doing? Do you see that? You see there's an extra space here, so I can remove it by getting rid of the extra space. And then it'll be, hi there, Rex. How are you doing? So that is an example of a function. So if I want the name by default to be, like, let's say I want to say my name by default is Sanya, I can set a default, so I don't even need to set anything in here. If I don't run it with anything, it can just say, hi there, Sanya, how are you doing? You see that? But if I put something inside like Rex, it'll say, hi there, Rex, how are you doing? By default, so a default is like on our computer, how we have a set of defaults, like, the sleep. When your computer comes, it comes with some power and sleep settings. You may not know about this, right? You're on your Windows, you may not even know about this, right, Rex? And so you don't know about it, but your computer already has defaults. It already has defaults. But so people like me, I run code overnight, I would need to play around with it by default. Your code, your computer has some defaults. Your cell phone has some defaults. They all have these defaults here. So this is a function. This function needs a directory. It's a folder where you're looking for duplicate images. That has defaults. We want this, we want this, we want this. So we're not going to worry about this. So a default is always given with an equals and then something. Do you see that? Like equals sign. This is a default. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Like, let's say month. Month is a variable that I need, right? Month. It is a lovely first month. Okay. So I need two variables now. Now, do you see that, say hi? You see what it will say now? I need to give a month. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give to the month is September. And if I want to, I can change it to Rex. How are you? Hi there, Rex. How are you doing? It is a lovely September. Do you see that?
Oh.
If I don't specify your name, it's going to, instead of saying hi there, Rex, it'll say hi there, Sanya. Do you see that?
Because it's default.
Yes, by default, because what will happen is, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to write my name like this, just know it's me, right? Do you understand that? By default, imagine if you
Yeah.
buy a computer and you're busy like filling out a form for how long you want your, like only I would need to, or somebody else, like would you really want to be worrying about this when you download your computer, or do you just want to like start playing with your new computer?
Just start.
Yeah, so unless you really, I mean, it needs to know your name and what location and all that. I was helping my mom set up her computer as well. When she got her computer, I was helping her set up, okay, what is your East Coast location? What is your voice recognition thing if you want to enable it? But so you don't want too much to have to do right now, unless you're really into all of that stuff. Then you can specify the screen and the sleep and the display and all that stuff. Otherwise, you just want the defaults. That's why the default is there. If you're really into something, then like on the camera, like if you have your cell phone, it'll have auto portrait. Then it has some more advanced features on my phone. It'll have a set of more advanced features. Oh, it's not showing. Okay, now you could probably see some you see some things on my phone, right? Some
Kind of.
okay, now do you see it?
Yeah.
And those like portrait, this, those are things it's under the more category on my Android. And that is only if I want to change certain settings from the default. So that's sort of like what this is. So that's why you may need to adjust the defaults if you are that person. Otherwise, like maybe I just need to know the month and maybe I'm only greeting Sanya, right? Or I could do it the other way. Maybe I know it's September and the name I need to know the name, right? Like, let's say I know I'm going to be saying hi in September. So I can just reshuffle them. Actually, so we need to have all these first and then. Okay. So if I know it's always going to be a September, then I would, okay, hi there, Sanya, how are you doing? So here month is given a default of September and I need to specify the name. Otherwise, it's going to say missing one required. That means that name is required unless there is a default. If there is a default like Sanya, then I don't need anything in there, right? Do you understand that, Rex? But if there is no default, I need to give some value in there. Otherwise, it's going to complain. It's going to say, I have no idea what you want for the name. I have no idea. So programmers for computers are like, okay, by default, let's have your computer go to sleep after 15 minutes and 20 minutes. If it's really bothering you, like if you want your computer to stay awake, you can always go in here and change the settings for your sleep. But you didn't probably know about this, right? Right, Rex?
I think I don't know. I don't think I've seen it.
Okay, so it didn't bother you before, but now actually you learned something new, right? If you really want to tweak it for some reason, right? But the risk is that it's eating away your battery for your computer stays on longer, it's not getting enough sleep and it's gonna die soon, unfortunately. That's what happens if you keep your computer alive 3 months. So there are pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses. So it shows images, it has defaults. They recommend that you just keep it. And unless you know what something does, I typically keep the defaults. So unless you really know what you want, keep the defaults. They say that people who use their computers, they keep the defaults for the sleep setting. Unless you really know what you want, don't change it up, right? But you do need directory. You need to tell it where on earth will it find those photos. You see what I mean? So we're going to use this function. So you can write functions, and this person here has written this function here. This person has written this function, Elise has written this function on removing duplicate images. And what it's going to go through is it's going to remove music speakers and speakers. It's going to tell you which one are duplicates. So now if we run this, we can say images, sad images to remove. And instead of directory, what do you think we should put in here? Do we have a directory variable? What is our directory variable? A directory is our file path information. A folder, it's a string. str is a string. So what should we put instead of directory? What variable should we put in here?
Sad image, sad baby,
Sad baby.
path.
Yes. Do you want to write that there? Great. Oh, then you also have to add this other slash, unfortunately. You need to add the slash here. Okay. Okay, let's see why that's not working for you. What if it was happy baby? Let me just see what if it was happy baby instead. Would that also complain if there's something wrong? It's waiting for this. Okay, why isn't it waiting for your thing? Let's see, why isn't it waiting for sad baby? Do you see that it's waiting for my thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I did something called exception handling.
Okay.
Okay, so now this code works. Okay, so did you know? Okay, so what I did is I wrote, so basically the issue that we were having is the following. So in the create images matrix, it was showing that there was an issue on line 21. Did you see that line 21 or so there?
Yeah.
So that was when I was calling this function create images matrix. So what happens is that there was some issue with that code from online. There was something that is called defensive programming. It's like defensive driving. When you're driving, we need to look out to see if there are any errors or any people who are driving recklessly. Similarly, when you're programming, what you must do is see, are there any mistakes that are happening, by the other driver? Are there any mistakes that could happen? Like, what if that file is not working, like it was working for happy baby? What if for sad baby it's not working? Then what you can do is you can write a try. So we can basically comment this out and have a try catch block, a try except. So in the file name in folder files, it's going to try this process of calling the compression, and sometimes the dimensions may or may not work out. Some of the images in sad baby may have had some 3 dimensions and something had only 2 dimensions, if you remember. But instead it was trying something out. And if it is not able to do that, it throws an error. You see, like the code just stops and it's like, it cannot do it. You see what happened? There was an error that when you ran it.
Yeah.
So let me show you actually. So if we don't have this, let's just see again, if we just keep things the way that they were before. Do you see this error here, value error? All the input arrays must have the same number of dimensions. So it's telling me on line 21, so to view the line numbers, this is what I did. This is what is really important. So if you go to view, you can toggle all line numbers. So do you see it added the line numbers here in the code next to it? So without it, what you've been seeing is it's just been looking like this, right, Rex? So you can do view, toggle all line numbers.
Okay.
And then when you view all line numbers, what you will then get is you will then have sad images to remove. Okay, then you're going to see there's this mistake, which is images matrix, create images matrix directory compression. It's having an error here when it's calling another function, create images matrix. So on line 21, it's having an error when it calls this function. So what I did is I went into this create images matrix, and the code originally did not have this try block. So what I'm noticing is that it might have a mistake when it's calling. It's going for file name and folder file. That means it's going inside the folder and it's looking at each of these files, and then it's trying to do some compression or decoding. Don't worry too much right now, but just know that it says that all the input arrays must have the same, but the array has 3 dimensions, the array at that index has this. So there are basically some problems with the comparison because some of the files have different dimensions. So because there can be some problem, if there's some files that are not working, we want to just skip those files, right? You want to just skip those files that they're not working. So you don't want to have to worry about those files that are not working for you. So to skip over those, you need something that is called a try catch block. Or an exception. So what happens is that it's going to try for each file name in the folder files, it's going to try this code instead. I added something known as a try. And if there is an exception, it's just going to continue and skip it. If there is an issue along the way, it's going to just skip that issue. That's what continue does. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So that's what it does. Instead of throwing an error, like a value error, that's what exception handling is. What do you do if there is a problem? And sometimes I've written code that I run it overnight and there's been a small issue and it just stopped working. You know, 1 hour after I went to bed, I was supposed to be sleeping for quite a few hours, and I wake up and I'm like, oh man, it died 1 hour after I went to sleep. It encountered a problem and it just stopped. If it encounters a problem, what do you want it to do? If it encounters a problem, I don't think it's worth it to worry too much about it. Let's just skip it. That's what my philosophy is. So I'm just going to continue. I'm going to just skip that image. And now what you're going to see is that it's going to detect the images that are identical. Do you see that? It's going through all the sad images and it's detecting the ones that are very similar or identical to each other in that folder. So all you need to do is you need to just upload the images to that file, and you need to just remove the duplicates that there are over there. You just need to find the file path for the sad babies. And these are the sad images to remove. That's all you have to do here. And then what will happen is after it goes through it, you see, if you look up images 28 and then this image, do you want to look up, I'm going to give you the two images to look up on your computer if you want to share your screen. I'm going to have you look up this image. Can you go to your downloads? If you want to share your screen right now. So are you able to share your screen?
Yeah, one sec.
63.jpg. I just wanted you to look it up for a second. That's how you could delete it, but okay, now if you just click it, you see that image of this baby, right? Now I also want you to see something else. Like I want you to also look up, if you go back to that to removing duplicate images, I also wanted you to see the if you can look up HQ default, the one that's similar, HQ default.jpg. Can you also look that up as well? I just wanted to prove to you that they're the same image, you know. Yes. Do you see that, Rex? Do you see that? Maybe it's just resized, but isn't that really cool?
Yeah.
Like, and they have the different names, like images 63 and HQ default. So it detected that. So now if you go back to the removing duplicates.ipynb, if you scroll down, so let's actually rerun it because you deleted a few files. Can you rerun the code above? If you scroll up, yeah, just rerun. If you just rerun, yeah. At the bottom of that code, it's going to tell you the ones to that are okay. So it's going to have them there, and you have assigned them to a variable. What variable have you assigned them to? What is the name of the variable? If you scroll above, like what did we call it?
We called it sad images to remove.
Yeah, so can you copy that variable name, please?
Okay.
And if you paste it in a new thing below. And if you run that.
Shift.
Oh no, run it. Like press the run button. These are the files for you to remove. So now, do you see this? Can you copy and paste this into Can you copy and paste this in Notepad or so? Even the first one.
Just the first one.
So if you actually, let's scroll up to the top. Let's scroll. Just scroll up a little bit. No, no, okay, wait. So sorry. So if you can just scroll down a bit. Yeah, okay. So duplicate file. Okay, go up a bit. Go up a bit. It's done. For how many duplicate images did it find?
63.
And then it tells you which files to remove. The sad images to remove will tell you which files do you want to remove. Which are the files that have lower resolution.
These ones?
And these are the ones. So, between the two duplicates, it's going to tell you which one you want to delete. So for instance, let's go up the top. Images 63 or HP. Okay, do you see something called images 63 in that? Do you see images 63? Do you scroll down a bit? Do you see images 63 is there?
Yeah.
And did you remember images 63 from the top one? If you go to the top of the images, the first images, you're going to see images 63 show up, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so between HQ default and images 63, if you look at what you had also found, one of them was smaller than the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to tell you keep HQ default, delete images 63. So can you copy? So do you see it's just telling you which of the two to delete, right? It tells you. And then what you can do is you can copy and paste this. And I'll show you a better way to do this. Just copy and paste. Then I'll copy this to a notepad, to a notepad. On Notepad, like if you look up Notepad in your search on your computer, Notepad. No, on your computer, the search bar on your computer.
Oh, okay.
Or Microsoft Word document. Yeah, just write Notepad, N-O-T, yep. And then just paste it. Okay, now what I want you to do is to go to the terminal, the updated terminal that we have. Updated terminal.term here. And what I want you to do is already we're in sad baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go through that list of duplicates. So what is the first duplicate on Notepad that you find? What is the name of the first duplicate? Yes. So I want you to copy. Okay, so I want you to copy that file name without the quotes. Without the quotes. I just want you to copy this. And I want you to remove, okay, copy, Control C. Before you do that, I want you to go to the file and just see how many images we have in Sad Baby. I just want to show you that it's working. Can you go to Project Images and Sad Baby? Can you go to your file, Project Images, Sad Baby? Sad Baby, we have, if you go back, how many under Project Images? If you 266 items, okay, great. So if you go to your updated terminal, updated terminal, I want you to do RM space and then that file. Now, what do you think RM stands for?
Remove.
Yes, and click enter. And that's how I want you to go through each of them. This can also be code to do this, but we'll just do it manually for now. Each of these, and then we can see, is it really doing what we wanted to do? Okay, now go back to Sad Baby. How many images does it have now?
264.
So it's working, right?
Mm-hmm.
So does it make sense for you how to remove the duplicates?
Yeah.
I think it's also possible for you to download these images too. And then, you can keep downloading them, I think, afterwards. And so another thing I'll show you is after you finish them, so it can be iterative where you can just download this folder and then you can go through them again and then delete and then check and then filter. So once you've gotten rid of the duplicates, you can go through them and you can download them to your computer as like Sad Baby, updated September, 5th or something. And you see how it's downloading to my computer? It's a .zip file. You can then show it in folder. You can then extract it. You can extract all, for instance. And you can extract it to any folder, browse, and you could have like updated sad or something, and then you could move them here. And then you can keep working with them. And then when you're done, you can let me know, and you can put them in Google Drive. So you see how you can do that, Rex?
Yeah.
So you can see the project images, sad baby, and then you can keep going into them. And then now what you can do is you can clean it up a bit. You can check this out, clean it up. You know, if there are any that are not sad, you can delete them out of these images. And some that might need to be edited, for instance. So if you want to edit this image has something like this in it, you can edit it like this. It has some watermarks, but you can try to edit in Paint. You know, if this image, for instance, maybe you want to edit, you know, open with Paint. And you might want to just get rid of that thing at the bottom, that, you know, that there was some text at the bottom. We might need to also edit out like this alarm me. I think that might not be the best image, but the more images you collect, the more we will have ability to like get rid of the ones that are not really that good. So you can just like, this one is lower pixel, so you can just crop this out here directly. Do you see that this is how you can edit out? This one, I don't think this is this part of a baby, so you can just delete this. So that's what this is will be. You can edit these as well. Open with Paint, and you can edit this, right? This image of the sad baby. So keep collecting more images of sad babies for now, and get rid of the duplicates that there are there.